Justin.
What?
Justin.
What do you want? Whoa! Hey there.
Justin, we're going to talk about Monster Hunter.
Ooh, Monster Hunter.
So, I wanted to talk about Monster Hunter, but I don't know what to talk about Monster Hunter about. What should we talk about Monster Hunter about, Justin? Tell me.
Are you serious? You woke me up, you got me up, and you didn't even know what you wanted to talk about.
Nope. I just really like Monster Hunter.
Well, okay, lucky for you,
right?
I got something I want to talk about.
Good.
And guess what? It's timely and relevant.
Unlike our last video. I tried to make it relevant, alright?
and I think you did a great job. But this week, we're going to talk about the Monster Hunter Rise demo.
Yes!
Yeah,
that
specifically
happened.
Yes, specifically some of the, just the new features, the new things we get to play around with and see for the first time. Just, what do they bring to the table and what do we think about it?
Kind of how the demo feels.
The first sort of thing that I wanted to talk about was the Palamute. One of the most obvious and most adorable examples of new things to the game. They are so good. I love them so much. I love cats, but I am a dog person.
Same!
And I cannot express how happy I am that there are dogs now.
Actually, I think cats are a conspiracy, but yes, dogs, yes. I agree.
Indeed. What did you think of the Palamutes? I honestly love them.
I do too. I love the transportation aspect of them. Yeah. They took the Raider ride mechanic from World and made it more Mario Kart, and I love it. Like whatever genius at Capcom said, "Hey, you know what we should add to Monster Hunter? The ability to drift a dog."
Yes. I can. Oh man, unofficial Palamute Monster Hunter races when? Like, can we have tournaments for this?
I know.
Races?
Yes.
I want this so bad.
No kidding. Man.
Yeah, the way they feel is great. Being able to transport yourself faster, being able to chase with the monsters, being able to traverse the wide open spaces a lot quicker is really nice. But the one big thing that they change about the game that's surprisingly big that we've sort of brought up before is the ability to use items on their backs, specifically stuff like whetstones.
It's such a... I don't know. I feel like it would have been fine if it was the... Well, also... Okay, I have a couple of different opinions about this. So that all ran through my brain very fast, and I couldn't decide which one I wanted to start talking about first.
The trains have collided.
Yeah. So the Palamute would be fine balance-wise if you could only ride it when you were outside of combat, just like it was in Iceborne.
Yeah.
But Iceborne had some really bad issues with aggro ranges on monsters.
Yeah.
If the aggro ranges were better in this game, that just not being able to ride your Palamute in combat would fix all of these balance issues.
Yeah, no, you're right. The extended sort of aggro range would kind of just get rid of the Palamute altogether, if that were the case.
Yeah.
But at the same time, is that something that you think needs to be changed? You can't ride your Palamute in combat?
Well, I don't feel like anyone's riding their Palamute for combat purposes other than to shortcut things like sharpening.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
And I mean, part of that is also, is it important that we need to, sit down and sharpen out in the open when a monster's trying to rip our kneecaps off?
Right. It is the sort of balancing factor of convenience between ranged weapons and melee weapons, and it's also just another thing to keep an eye on, which I suppose it still is, but it raises the intensity for sure. But I don't know if that's something worth
getting bent out of shape over.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think it is.
It's not important enough for us to be like, well,
this is just garbage.
Yeah.
0 out of 10. Would never play.
Would never sharpen again.
I take back my pre-order.
Yeah, it's nothing serious, but.
But overall impressions, I think Palamutes are great. I'm really happy they exist.
I do too. Like it's literally just the balance issue of being like potions. Like you could run with potions in Monster Hunter World, and somehow that still felt balanced because you don't get the potion right away. It's like a slow gradual. And especially with how mobile everything's getting, it kind of made sense. I don't think you should be able to like sprint with the potion drinking personally, but it's fine. But other than that one balance thing of sharpening specifically, the Palamutes are amazing.
Oh, they're great. They're
one
so
of
great.
the best features that are coming in Rise, in my opinion. It's so much fun.
I love them so much.
Also, their ability to just run up vertical surfaces, like the freaking Dimetrodons in Walking With.
The horses from Skyrim are like, finally, a worthy opponent. Battle will be legendary. It's at like a 90-degree angle.
Yeah.
Oh man. Pretty much the sort of biggest, most central change to
core
gameplay, the wire bug.
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man
does whatever a spider can. Can
yeah,
he swing?
Okay, so
Sorry.
No, sorry, I didn't know you were still going. I didn't mean to interrupt the show.
No, you can go ahead.
Thank you, I appreciate it. But no, so the thing about the wire bug is, at first, I didn't notice its presence. Like, I just kind of played the first several things without using it, only accidentally using it sometimes when I do muscle memory stuff for the clutch claw.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, whoops, where did I just go?
Exactly. I didn't really use it a whole lot at first, but then I came to realize how much it really was embedded in the game now. But what were your just general first impressions on the wire bug?
So when I first picked up the wire bug, because I didn't do the tutorials like an idiot, I just ran into the Great Azuchi hunt and just went hog ham. And it was... I used the Silkbind attacks in that fight, which I thought were neat. I've never been a fan of like super special power-up moves, in games, but I thought they were fun. And they had some cool utility, like me, Sword and Shield. The windmill, which is the one where you like attach the sword to the end of a Silkbind and you just spin it around like a freaking lasso.
And I do like the advancing attack for Switch Axe, where you're invulnerable.
Yeah.
Hyper armor, that's the word.
Yeah.
That's the word.
Yeah, the Switch Axe one has hyper armor. The windmill for Sword and Shield makes you invulnerable to damage.
Oh, that's nice.
So it's an amazing like counter move for Sword and Shield, and it deals good damage. I was surprised when I first saw it. I'm like, that's probably not going to do very much damage. It hits so many times. Like, I can't imagine what that's going to do with like elemental builds.
Oh, sure.
Like, just run up to the monster and just go, whee!
Or even status builds, too.
Oh, yeah, just, like, instant paralysis. You just keep doing that over and over. Just like, whee! Paralyzed. Whee! Wyvern ride. Whee! That'll be very interesting to see. But that's how I first started out, and then I started doing the tutorial, trying to figure out how to navigate, and then I went into the world to try and use it, and I struggled for a while trying to grasp how to use it, because like there's so many different button inputs for different ways to shoot out the wire bug just in exploration mode. One of them is like shoot it up, one of them is shoot it forward, one of them is aim it, and then like when you're in the air, it's like one of them keeps you kind of airborne, one of them like slingshots you into the ground again. So I keep like mixing up which buttons do which thing, and I didn't realize at first that you had to hold the sprint button in order to run up a wall. So I would slingshot onto that one. So you would wire bug into the wall, and then you just backflip right off of it. It's like, why can't I climb this stupid hill?
I saw it in the movies, in the trailers. Why can't I be like them?
But like, so it's super complicated, and even once you figure out like the mentally what you're supposed to do, it's hard to get the muscle memory to do it. Like, it took me about a half hour to get comfortable using it.
Right.
And that was like
doing when we got comfortable. When we got comfortable, it was kind of fun. Just climbing up everything. We were throwing bombs at each other with a couple other friends. We were playing King of the Hill on top of that really, really tall mountain.
Aerial barrel bomb chucking was so much fun. Oh my gosh. I mean, just being able to chuck barrel bombs mid-air makes the wire bug worth it to me.
Oh yeah, I would say so. But it doesn't come without its costs to gameplay as well. Namely being switching hitboxes on monsters to counteract, the mobility of the wire bug.
Yeah,
how you can be hit by the entire monster at this point.
Mm-hmm. It's it hasn't been bothering me as much as it was you when we were playing the demo, because I had been recently playing Dauntless since kind of Iceborne's content has kind of dwindled down. I've run out of a lot of stuff to do there. Monster Hunter games are the only real games that I play, so
Right.
So I went back to Dauntless, and Dauntless has a similar issue where, the whole monster is a hitbox for every attack. So they like do like a little lunge nibble, and like their tail hits you, and it's just like, ow.
Yeah, and I don't play Dauntless as much as you do, so I haven't really had to deal with that all that much. But I don't like it. Honestly, as fun as the wire bug is, I would get rid of it altogether if it meant having not the entire monster as a hitbox.
Yeah. And man, we are just like sponsoring our last video left and right on this one. We talked about it in the last one, where also it's, the monsters move around a lot. Like a ton. Particularly Mizutsune, which was already a very mobile monster.
For sure.
I mean, he's everywhere.
And it becomes a little bit of an accessibility thing, and a bit of a generational gap as well, kinda. Because I was trying to teach some of my friends who have never played a Monster Hunter game before the ropes in the demo. And yes, I know demos are often geared towards the veterans, so they're not always the best place for a beginner to start out, but still, they were trying to, they were learning, and they did some things that would just make sense, like if the monster's attacking from the front, hit from the back, and in any other game that would have been a smart play, but it didn't do diddly squat in this game, and I felt a little bad for them, because it felt like the game was punishing them for trying out a thing that just made sense.
Yeah.
And it's not like they were using the wire bugs at all. They were just learning the basic controls.
Yeah. The wire bugs, very complicated, especially for someone who's just trying to learn like how to navigate the map and get to the monster and how to fight the monster. Where the heck are my potions? Why am I bouncing all the time?
Right.
There's so many other things they're trying to learn, and then the wire bug on top of it. I mean, it's
it's a little intense.
And also it hits harder on like melee weapons specifically, and
oh, absolutely.
It also makes it harder to play weapons like Sword and Shield and Dual Blades, which are you have to be touching the monster to hit it.
Right. No, exactly.
Meanwhile, with like long sword or great sword or switch axe, you can keep a little bit of distance between you and the monster and still hit it.
But you gotta stay close.
Yeah.
Definitely one of the drawbacks of the wire bug, in my opinion. I really don't like it, and I deeply wish that it could change somehow, but I know that it's a way to balance the mobility of the wire bug, and I get it, but I'm really like soul searching to figure out like possible solutions, because I really hate how this impacts strategy.
Well, the other thing is like most of the weapons, you don't see many wire bug attacks that send you like soaring into the skies. Like
right.
Most of the wire bug moves either enhance your weapon in some way, or it's like a special stationary attack, or they give you like a quick dodge movement of some kind.
Right.
People aren't just hanging out in the air for them to need that kind of extreme balance to deal with it. I mean, I love being able to explore the maps with the wire bug. I think it's so much fun. I have to say, like, it adds that really fun exploration, which like has been the thing that I think the one feature that Monster Hunter had been missing up until World was the incentive to explore.
Yeah.
Before it felt like a chore. Like when you were like, oh, I gotta go grab some herbs or something,
Right.
It was like, oh my gosh, I gotta run around.
Crap, I gotta do this.
And then you gotta crouch, and then you gotta like pat the ground for like 5 seconds to find an herb,
Right, for sure.
But World, it was so intricate and detailed that like you felt like you could really explore and have fun just walking around looking at stuff.
Yeah, it really changed things in terms of wandering and exploring.
Yeah, and Rise does it a similar thing, but in a different way, where it's not as much like how detailed, because it isn't as detailed as World, but you have more access to the world, if that makes sense.
For sure. Absolutely.
And it makes it's so much fun to explore in Rise. So I actually went into the demo and did the tutorial that's like, oh, this is how you use the wire bug, this is how you ride a Palamute, this is how you swing your weapon, and it's all in the shrine ruins. And I just muted NPC dialogue and just ran around and explored the map for 50 minutes.
There you go. There it is.
And it was so much fun. I discovered this secret little like base camp at the top of a mountain. I found this little secret tunnel through the mountain that's like a shortcut from one side of the map to the other. Secret tunnel. Secret tunnel. But like, there's all this cool stuff, and it was so much fun to explore. It wasn't that the world was so detailed that I wanted to explore. It was that I wanted to explore because the act of exploring was fun.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing, like, if I had to say that from the old style of Monster Hunter, if there was one thing that was missing, it was that feeling of being able to, like, explore. You had this, like, resource system, you had, like, the exciting hunts, and you had this beautiful, like, world, in air quotes, that like you could see from a distance behind this invisible wall and this pile of rocks here, but being able to actually go and climb the mountain and stuff is something that has always felt like it should be part of Monster Hunter,
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
And I think it's been fun seeing how that's changed, and the wire bug
definitely adds a cool.
The wire bug has definitely become a cool way to explore in the world of Monster Hunter.
Yeah, no, for sure. Absolutely.
Ooh, also, another thing about the wire bugs, Wirefall. You didn't really use Wirefall very much when you were playing the demo, did you?
No, I didn't. Not really at all, no.
It's a really easy to miss feature, but I got used to it really fast because it's very powerful. The Wirefall basically allows you, as long as you have one wire bug available after you get hit by the monster, you have an instantaneous recovery and movement option. So if you get hit, you can be in the air, you could be lying on the ground, it doesn't matter. Anytime after you get hit, you can press ZL, I think, and B, and immediately wire bug dash out of the way of the attack. There's no more, slowly getting up and like, oh no, I'm vulnerable to getting hit again. Nope, you get hit and then
really nice.
There you go, you're gone. Which makes it really easy to like get out of sticky situations or like especially like wombo combos,
Yeah, I was about to say that's really nice for dealing with wombo combos.
Yeah, and it's really powerful, and I hesitate to say whether it's too powerful,
I wouldn't say it's too powerful.
Well, you haven't used it yet.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'll have to experiment with that more.
But yeah, I mean, before your options were stand up or stay on the ground while you're invulnerable, and like time out when you stand up. So like after you got hit, your brain had to immediately kind of process, okay, what am I going to do next? How am I going to avoid the next attack from the monster? Meanwhile, this is just like, oop, I got out, zippity doo dah, whoop, there you go, and you're out of there. I'm curious how that's going to play out with specific monsters, like returning monsters that are difficult because they're able to kind of pin you down like that. If they're going to get like a nerf through the wirefall technique.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see for sure.
Yeah. So that's something I don't know. It's interesting to me.
Yeah, and then another sort of thing that comes not from the wire bug per se, but from the wire bug. The thing that we've all kind of been waiting for our entire lives, wyvern riding.
Oh my gosh! Yes. Yes.
Dude, I can't express what a joy it was to ride a stampeding Rathian into Mizutsune before the very eyes of the newbie players that I was training. I felt like a god!
well, also, like, Rathian's run when you're wyvern riding is so chaotic and frantic.
I know,
like,
it's
her head is like,
hello everyone!
I mean, she looked so terrified, like, like the tail's going everywhere, the wings are flapping, the head's like up in the air.
But it is genuinely a joy to be able to ride, even just riding the monsters' places. That's fun enough, but like, it's really fun to be able to like ride them into other monsters and fight monster to monster.
Oh my gosh.
Something like super, like as close to like the old Godzilla fighting games like Destroy All Monsters and Godzilla Unleashed that we're gonna get in Monster Hunter.
Oh man, it's so cool.
It's so good, and I really, really love it. And it's something I'd absolutely trade traditional mounting for without a doubt.
Oh man.
Just riding the monster into the wall like 2 or 3 consecutive times.
Oh man, it's like it puts the Clutch Claw to shame. The Clutch Claw was like, oh, he's enraged, now I can Clutch Claw him and shoot him into the wall. This time it's like, nope, 1 go, let's go. 4 times into the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's out of there.
He's out of here. It's genuinely amazing.
Oh my gosh. And you can get really good with like monster dueling. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say, it seems like something
really
that you
fun.
could perfect.
Oh my goodness. I was watching, because I was trying to see if I could get below 10 minutes on Mizutsune for a while. So I was watching people who were really good at fighting Mizutsune. And one of the guys just destroyed this Mizutsune with a Rathian. I mean, it was just backflip after backflip after backflip after backflip, and it was like, jeez! And like, I was watching it, and like, you can cancel the animation, like the finishing animation after the hit at any point. You have an emergency evade.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
For the number,
man.
And the emergency evade costs 1 wire bug. So if you have the 1 extra wire bug, you can spam the backflip on Rathian, and it can poison the monster that you're attacking.
I was so amazing,
dude. I mean, this poor Mizutsune is just like getting whacked like by this huge freaking like wind turbine.
I'm sure that's something that they'll address when taking in the data from the beta. But it's so good. I hope they don't change it too much. Like, I get that they need to change it a little bit so that we can't just spam Rathian's tail flip. But I just love it so much.
It's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. Part of me, because I'm old-fashioned, I generally like the main series games better than the side series team, I guess you could call it. Some people call them A team and B team. Some people call them the console and the portable teams. But I generally like the mainline team games better because they have a little bit more of a feeling of like groundedness to them, while the B team
these are much more experimental and
they're a lot more out there.
I love the anarchy that comes with them. I love the innovation because they're very innovative.
Oh yeah, I mean they do tons of new stuff. I mean that's where like Palicos were introduced from the portable team. I mean there's a whole list of features that you can go through that the portable team introduced. But like I like the feeling of being like this guy trying to hunt down this beast instead of like this hero trying to track down this beast, you know, like it especially in like the newer ones that the portable team is releasing, like Generations, is like it's like Monster Hunter the anime. Is I mean, you have like these, you build up power and then you unleash these super flashy, like just ridiculous special attacks, and it's like, oh my, like I don't like it, but that's just that's just me.
I like them both a lot. I think both are very, very enjoyable for different reasons, but yeah.
Keep in mind, when I say it's not enjoyable, I still love Monster Hunter. I'm buying a Switch to play Monster Hunter. I bought a 3DS to play Monster Hunter. I literally don't own another game for 3DS other than Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, and Monster Hunter Generations. Those are the only games I have for this 3DS.
You're very dedicated.
Yes. I like Monster Hunter.
You even wanted to put... You even asked me if I had my case for 4.
well, so here's the thing. That's actually my case. Your copy, the copy of
Monster Hunter 4 not come with it?
So I gave you it in a case because I was being nice, but now that me and my wife now have this shelf...
you want it back. You're not being nice anymore.
You can get the game,
right,
I
Justin,
just want the case.
You've had your fun, but I've been too nice. I've been being too nice to you. Is that my Josh impression? I guess it is. I guess so.
Oh my
Apparently,
goodness.
this is what you sound like to me.
Oh, great.
some sort of mafia guy or something. I don't know.
It's the hat. It's the hat and the veggie straw in my mouth.
Well, we went off topic, but it's fine because that's all I had that I wanted to talk about. Well, I think we've talked for long enough. We're trying not to do another 2-hour video.
Oh my gosh! Jeez. That took me like 9 hours to edit that video. That was ridiculous. Oh my goodness sakes.
So before we have that nightmare again, we're gonna peace out.
Yeah.
Take a look at our other videos.
I hope you guys are enjoying our new 2 times a week content of this nonsense.
Yeah. I think it's going pretty well. Let us know what you think in the comments.
Yeah.
Remember to smash that like button. I've always wanted to say
that subscribe button.
And
pound that keyboard in the comments.
Gently caress that subscribe button.
We're not as aggressive
here. Take it out
here.
to dinner first. Give it a nice glass of wine. Treat it to a well-done steak. Not a well-done steak, a medium-rare steak. I meant well done as in the quality, not in the actual cooking of the meat.
So tasty! Oh, that's another thing! The So Tasty is back!
It is! It's delightful.
Yes!
No, and that's... Wait, no, and that's another thing. I can't uppercut with my Switch X anymore, and I hate it. 0 out of 10, would not recommend. Do not play this game. I am revoking my pre-order. Again. Again.
Oh, boy.
Alright, anyway, yeah, no, for sure. This is Jurt.
And this is Shoshy.
I was really hoping you'd pick up on that faster, but it's fine. This is Play Mushku signing off.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright. That's...
Bye.
You know, I think we should probably yup. Alright, let's start that over. Hang on.